But of course, in Malaysia now, politics is divided on cultural lines. So I have to ask you, especially for the Indian community, because you are Indian, so obviously people, will say, what this Indian guy is going to do for us, right? Now, when it comes to the Indian community, what, in your opinion, are the key challenges facing our people?
Okay. Now, first of all, I am an Indian.
Of course, yes.
Just because I converted, it doesn't change my race.
Yeah,
many people have this opinion that when you change, right, your religion, then you will become a Malay. No.
No, you can't change your race. You can change your religion.
My son is Malay.
Yeah.
That is unchangeable, right? My son is Malay.
Yeah.
My families I have right now, I'm the most, I can say, luckiest person here. I have Chinese, I have Malay, I have Indian families, right? I'm mixed in all. But end of the day, I born as an Indian, I'm going to die as an Indian, right? So do I have the community's sense of responsibility? Yes, definitely. So now let me answer your question. Okay, part by part.
Part by part.
This is going to be hard on some people, but I'm going to throw all out. So then these people will understand what are the difficulties faced by this community for so long. Now, for me to come to that part, I need to ask you, who is your current Indian community leader, in your opinion or in your knowledge?
That stands out, who has done something.
I'm just asking leader. You don't have to go, you don't have to delve deep. Just quote me one leader's name.
I mean, there are politicians, there are ministers, but to say they are my community leader, I say we have none.
See, if you were to tell me any leader's name, I would have gave you the 6 Sigma Y solutions, right? To find the root cause of the Indian community's problem. But since you have thrown me a frank answer, so I don't have to go deep down there.
Never mind, we can edit. I'll show you a name.
So now, the last leader the community had was late Tun Samivelu.
Exactly.
Past Tun Samivelu, none of them are leaders. They are subordinates. They are subordinates. When you are a subordinate, you can't do anything for your community. That's the first one.
Exactly.
Second one, none of the current leaders or so-called leaders have responsibility or shown responsibility toward their community. Basically, they are living within their circle, they are living for themselves, and they are doing politics for themselves. Why I say that? Now, when you say as a leader, as an Indian leader, right, you say that we are the voice for the voiceless. We're going to voice for you. We will be your voice. You are admitting two things here. Your failure as Indian leader, the so many years that you have been active in the politics, because you are saying that after 60 years I'm in politics, your voice is still not being heard. You're voiceless.
Yeah.
Now I will become your voice, right?
Yeah.
Secondly, you are admitting another fact that you just woke up from coma, right? Because you are saying that yesterday you had voice, suddenly today you don't have voice. So I'm going to be your voice.
Okay.
Can
I understand. I agree with you. But to hear you say it is very interesting. As I said, I'll say it again, you're a very good speaker.
So they are admitting and they are telling the people that, come, support us. Why do I support you? You support me, so then I can support someone else to be someone else's subordinate. You understand? Support me, give me your vote, so I can support the other guy to become the prime minister. Support me, I will never be the leader forever. I will become somebody else's slave. That's the people you have today. With these kind of people, where do you think many Indians going to throw stones at me? That's fine. I
think a lot of them would actually agree with you.
Yeah. So with this kind of mentality, so-called leaders, what do you think your community will achieve? Your community will achieve nothing. See, Indian community, in fact, is the most unfortunate in Malaysia, right? They were slaves, they were colonized, they were marginalized before the colonial period. Till now, 67 years, you still have no political power. You still not improvised in economically, socially, education-wise, nothing. Let me tell you this. When my school time, Nobody came and tell me how important was the government job. In fact, I had people who preached me, don't go for government job. This was Indian community. You can't deny the fact. Whereas you go to a Malay family, they will tell them the importance of getting a government job. You go to a Chinese family from small, they will teach them how to be a businessman.
Correct.
You go to an Indian community, you don't give them all these society educations, then they will end up either halfway school or end up in workshops or service centers or worst case scenario car wash. Right? What you can achieve with this sort of leaders. So the Indian communities in Malaysia, you throw this question to me during my launch, remember? And I told you that it is time for the Indian community to answer one question. That, are you going to stand the side of the truth or loyalty? Why loyalty? What do you understand when I say loyalty? What do you understand?
Where we've been voting for this past few years, where whoever
yes, voting. Exactly. See, once the Indian community...
But sorry, just to build on that, but I don't think Indian voters voted because of loyalty. I think they voted because they didn't have any other choice. The shift of Indian voters from BN to MIC and all that to PH only happened because who was there? There was no option, and that was during the whole Najib time, the 1MDB scandal. So we were just, we don't want this government, we'll just vote for anybody else. I think that was the thing.
That was yesterday. So tomorrow you have an option, right?
Bersama.
Yes. So that's why I throw the question. It's time for you to decide whether you're going to stand firm with the loyalties or the truth. Now, again, let me emphasize this. The Indians need to understand this, that by voting, even to Bersama, what are the changes that Bersama can offer to you? What is the changes? What is the transformative policies that Bersama can offer to your community? So then they can get your votes. That's the primary question should be asked by the Indian community, right? Because electoral results will not give you any sort of improvisation. You vote for PH, you vote for PN, you vote for UMNO, you vote for MIC, you vote for PKR, MIPP, or so many other politics that are going to come tomorrow. All same. Because all of them coming and tell you that, look, we're going to take away a certain percentage of vote, so vote us. We're going to be your voice, vote us. None of them. What is the policy of MIC? Do you know what is the policies of MIC? Do you know what? DAP doesn't have a single policies.
No, because they are comfortable. For them, they don't need, they don't do anything.
Right.
They still get the votes.
Muda doesn't have any policies for Indians. You know that? What are the parties? MIPP. I don't know. He was talking about 2057. Okay, fine. He can do something in 2056, perhaps. So we wait until 2056, right? So we have Professor Ramasami's party. That he's a good man, right? I have nothing against him. But those are the leaders that the Indian community should reject outright. Should not give any opportunity to this type of leaders. Right? Why? Let me list it down for you.
Okay.
One, Malaysian leaders, so-called Indian leaders, they don't know how to negotiate. Number two, they are not brave enough to negotiate. Number three, they are not really for the people. Number four, they don't have people's development in their mind. Right? These four things are the reasons why the Indians shouldn't vote for any of the existing Indian parties. And these are the reasons why the Indian communities are not developed. Okay? Now, this is my belief. This is my philosophy. Don't afraid to negotiate. But never negotiate out of fear. Right? Why I say this? Now, back in 2018, when Pakatan Harapan won the election, they formed a government, correct? The majority was held by PKR, if I'm not mistaken. But the Prime Minister was Bersatu.
Bersatu, yes, Mahathir.
Right? Mahathir. And what was the seat Mahathir's party at the time? Probably 30, 35, 36, 33, something like that, right? It's still below whatever that's being held by PKR. But still, they are the only party made history by holding a minimum seat and become the Prime Minister.
But that was because of the agreement that they signed, that he was going to lead the opposition and then hand over.
Put it any way you want. however you want, diplomatically, or contractually, you can put it any way you want.
This podcast session is not diplomatic at all.
But basically, they created a history. Now, look at pinning. Right? Look at pinning. So the power center is always DAP.
Always, yeah.
Why Professor Ramasamy never negotiated for become chief minister?
Exactly.
Why?
He has no say, actually.
He has no say, correct?
No say, it's a majority Chinese party.
So when he was in DAP, when he held DPM for almost 2 decades, he can't negotiate to have a better position. Basically, he had no voice for himself. Today, he is saying that I become the voice for you.
Fantastic. Well put. But okay.